Hey nerds, welcome to Nerd Chat with Tiri. Miss the Panderia. First order of business, pandas? The first time I logged in to the beta, when I got invited, was I made a panda and I made a monk. Obviously I figured try them both out together, make a panda monk. And it was okay. It was really, really laggy. But I was running around on my panda, watching her little chubby booty running around, and I'm thinking, you know, if I wanted to be short and chubby, this whole time I've been playing WoW, I probably would have just made a dwarf. Or I would just run around IRL. I don't know if I'm going to have a panda when the expansion actually comes out. I think I will. It's not my favorite, but we'll see. The 5-man dungeons will have time ranks. So after you beat the dungeon, you will then be challenged with how fast can you beat the dungeon. And there's different medals you can get. Bronze, silver, and gold. And you get the medal according to the time that you beat. They are going to be ranking it, and you will be able to kind of compete with your friends and see who can get it first. Of course, you'll be running with your friends probably, but then there's those people who refuse to play on your server. Most of the rewards, you'll get rewards for doing different times, and most of them will be cosmetic, whether it be gear looks, gear designs, or like pets, titles, mounts. There will be a new and exciting reason to have companions. You will be able to duel them. You'll be able to teach them awesomeness, make them cooler, make it so that they can beat your friend's pet. WoW's got its own little Pokemon going on. Get your vanity pet and then teach it how to kick butt. Hook up with your friends, have them duel. You can, the cool thing too is that some of the, I don't know if they're going to be critters or if they're going to be different than critters, but they're going to be creatures out in the world of Warcraft. They are actually tameable, but you have to have a pet that is stronger than them. You have to have one of your pets fight them and beat them, and then it becomes your own. I don't know, I think it's cute. I think it's pretty cool. It'll be fun. I know that many of you out there have gotten mounts that you spent hours on, whether it be getting the 16k that the Traveler's mount costs, or farming it, or doing all the many achievements for What a Long Strange Trip It's Been, all that stuff. Now I'm not sure which ones are going to be, but some are going to be account bound. So you will be able to use your, should be able to use your chopper on your alts, or whatever tunes don't have the chopper. I'm going to look into this and find out for sure what mounts. If it's out there, I will find it. But I do know that many of the mounts will be account bound. So that's really cool. I think that's awesome. I think that's long overdue. It's like, I spent all the time getting it on this one tune. I'm not going to work on getting it on another tune. Ever since Blizzard changed the way you're traveling and you're getting to dungeons is, one person flies out there. You can zone in and mass summon if your guild is level 20. That's easy mode. Back in the day, when you had to run there and if people needed a summon, you actually had to go to the summoning stone and have multiple people there and click on the summoning stone. There was a lot more world PvP. That's the kind of PvP that I find really fun. I've recently just started doing arenas, but I've never really been much of a PvPer, battlegrounds or arenas. Battlegrounds I still don't really like a lot, but I like arenas. I really like world PvP. Like, you're just going along, doing your thing, finding whatever it is you want to do, looking for something, going into a dungeon, and there's somebody of the opposite faction. I think I shall attack them. There's that question of, Should I leave them alone? Or should I kill them? Yeah, if you're outnumbered, oh, I got ganked, I got ganked, whatever, go somewhere else. It's not a big deal. And if you're outnumbered and you kick their butt, achievement! That doesn't really happen in organized PvP. So I think it's cool to be able to just run into people and fight them. But the way that traveling is now, it's so easy. You don't have to like ever run into anybody of the opposite faction. And if you do, you're in front of an instance that you can zone into. People run away because they're little chickens. The need to explore in this expansion is going to be extensive. It was like that pretty much every expansion. You had to go somewhere and discover it before you could go in. And then when they developed queuing for instances, you had to discover it once. I don't know if that's going to be different now, but you're definitely going to have to explore more and do more quests and stuff like that. There will be more world PvP. They're implementing a black market. Black market where you can go and buy things that you don't find on the normal auction house. It's going to be obviously in shady areas where you're going to come across people and be in PvP situations and not have like guards to just come up and save you. You're gonna have to fight them. The guards in major cities are going to be weakened, mainly because people aren't raiding, PvP raiding. They're not going in and raiding their opposite faction cities. I think they're a bunch of wussies, but apparently a bunch of people have complained that the guards are too hard. I'm a PvPer and I go into battlegrounds and fight other players that are good, but PvE is hard. I don't know, but it'll make people raid more and it'll be easier to raid. So be ready if you're on a PvP server. Be ready for people to be raiding early on. People are gonna race to 85 on their mains. People that are totally into PvP. And they're going to come in and they're going to try to raid your city, and you should be ready. Hopefully your faction is as equally into PvP as your opposite faction is, or at least has the ability to PvP. They're adding 2 new battlegrounds and 1 arena. Silver Shard mine. You have to get your mining carts to a depot. And the more mining carts you get to the depot, the more points you get. Obviously, you want to try keeping the other team from getting their mine carts to the depot as well. There's one called Temple of Kotmogu, and there's artifacts that the team needs to find. Originally, they had 1 artifact in the middle. You had to go and find that. But then it was just like this super deathmatch in the middle, and there was nothing going on anywhere else in the zone. It was just a waste of space. So they spread artifacts around the map for each team to find, and the more artifacts you get, the more points you get. And then obviously you have to kill each other and see who can get the most honorable kills and less deaths and stuff like that. Fun PvP times. Like I said, I'm not into battlegrounds, but those sound pretty fun. I'm sure I'll try them. In arenas, they're going to make it so that you can see the class and spec of the opposing team without the use of an add-on. Obviously, the add-on's out there, so some people have that, and it's a one-up they have on other people. My guess is that they wanted to even the playing field and make it so that they can see you too. When you queue for battlegrounds, you'll be able to choose 2 battlegrounds that you don't want to do. And it will lower them in the likelihood of getting them. The one time that will be void is if one of the ones that you don't want to do is on the call to arms. Unfortunately, the one that's on call to arms will always be the one you most likely get. So if you really don't like it and you don't care about call to arms, then you're kind of screwed. They have changed the way they're going to do the talent system. It seems like over time, Blizzard has kind of simplified it when they took the talent trees from really big talent trees to little condensed talent trees. cut down the amount of points you have, and cut down the amount of talents that you have to choose from. You're going to have different level brackets. Level 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, and 90. You'll have 3 abilities to choose from. What I've noticed from my mage is they've taken some from each talent tree and put them in there, and then they've added new ones. So I'm going to make a separate video where I tell you a little bit about the mage's talents and the mage's glyphs and what they've added to that. But I just wanted to give a little rundown of the basics and random bits of knowledge I've picked up so far that are not class specific. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, comment, and like, and I will see you next time.